Starship Traveller is a visual science fiction novel that came out in the 1990s and has been converted into a video game that is very similar to tabletop games in all things of the like. Now, if you don't know what a tabletop is pretty much anything that ranges from Life in Monopoly anywhere to D&D or cyberpunk type of video games that often rely on making your own characters and having their own stats and abilities. Starship Traveller kind of lands in the middle of those. While you don't make a in-depth character that evolves over time, you do make a character and that you play, and you have crew members that you also make that go with you throughout the game and help you through your journey. Now, the story of the game, as I mentioned, there's a journey. You are sent to deliver someone or something to a certain area. You're in your spaceship, you're on an assignment is what you are going to complete. And while on this assignment, you lose control of your starship, and trying to gain control of it, you get sucked into a black hole. This black hole takes you to another universe that is completely foreign to you. You guys have no idea what's going on, and your goal of the game is to get out of this universe and back to your universe. The features of the game are very simple. There is crew members and there's you. There's a lot of crew members. There's engineer, head security, medical officer, science officer, and then there's subsection of security officers. I believe there's 2 of them. You can also have a cat, and there is also the ensign. All of these characters you get to name yourself. You also get to roll for their stats. The stats that are in the game are very simple. Every character has stamina, and all other classes have their own extra stat. For you as a captain, you have luck, and for like the engineer, it's his engineering skill, the medical officer, it's her medical skill, and etc, etc. Now, you don't only get to build just your characters, you can also build your ship. And when you build your ship, you get to name it, you get to roll for its weapons, and you get to roll for its shields, and then you have your spanking new ship. Now, you don't have to do all these rolls. You can, I think, decide to take the pre-made ships and the pre-made characters, but I think that making your own characters and naming them what you want and rolling for their own stats is kind of a little bit of the fun in the game. There is a risk and reward throughout the entire game. That, like as I mentioned, the goal of the game is to get back into your universe, and to do that you have to find another black hole to take you back. Now, you don't know which black hole that is. There's tons of black holes in universes. Which one is it? So as going through the game, you find different planets, you find ships that you'll have to fight, and you'll also have to roll off against for your weapons damage versus their shields, and you know, their weapons damage versus your shields. So the more shields you have, the more chance you're going to survive. The less shields they have, the more chance they're gonna die, and vice versa for weapons as well. As going through the game, you know, you find these planets or these areas or asteroid fields in these fights. You often will find intelligent life forms, and these life forms sometimes are friendly and help you out quite a deal. Sometimes they're erratic. Sometimes they're sneaky little bastards, and they poison you and try and take your ship from you. But there is always a chance to escape through the game, as you will run into instances where, if depending on who you brought with you down to the planet that you're visiting on these intelligent life forms, you might get to roll, you know, medical or escape, or science to escape, or engineering, or you might roll your luck and you're just lucky sometimes and you succeed and you're able to get out. So that leaves a lot of things up to chance, but that's always the things in tabletop games. It's always a little bit random, and it's always going to be a little bit exciting on whether or not you're going to be able to get to the end. You got to find the right black hole, and you got to go in at the right time, and if you don't, well, I guess you die. But anyways, this is Starship Traveller. The game's only $10 on Steam, and it's pretty damn fun. I had a lot of fun going through it. I'll definitely do some more runs, especially landing that 12 on the coal, but I'll see you guys next time with the next Game Spotlight.